Hello again, my name's John. I'm a retired chef from the northeast of England in the UK, and welcome to my latest video. And in this one I'll show you how we roast a medium-sized leg of pork. You can view the ingredients list and full written method for this recipe on the recipe page on the channel's website. I'll leave a link in the description under the video, or you can click on the eye icon top right of the screen to take you directly to the recipe page. Before I go any further, I'd like to give a quick shout out to this week's Patreon and PayPal donators, and they are Christopher Gillis, Steve Lamin, Bonnie Lass, Elizabeth Davis, Phil Brown and Sheila Wilkes. Thanks again guys, I really do appreciate all your support. And with that out of the way, let's get on with today's recipe. Before preparing the meat, preheat your oven to 240 degrees Celsius, that's 465 Fahrenheit or gas mark 9. I'm setting mine to 220 degrees because my oven's fan assisted and it runs about 20 degrees hotter than indicated on the dial. And don't worry, this high temperature will be reduced to 190 degrees Celsius after the meat's been in for 25 minutes. And this is the boned leg of pork I'll be roasting today. It's about 2¼ kilograms, that's £5 in weight. It looks nice and lean. I'm not quite happy with the scoring on this joint, it seems to have been scored all over the place, but it should be okay. Now you need to know later on, so make a note now of what your joint weighs. And this is the pan I'll be roasting it in. First I'll place a roughly chopped large onion around the edge. This is mainly to make a fantastic gravy. You can actually use whatever vegetables you like. Carrots, leek, parsnip, garlic, experiment. You really can't go wrong. I sometimes like to chop up a couple of apples too. They go particularly well with pork gravy. Next I'll place some rosemary sprigs around the edge too. This also will make the gravy taste wonderful. If you like, you could stuff little sprigs of the rosemary into the score line along with cloves of garlic like this, but I'm keeping it nice and simple. Other herbs you could use is thyme or sage. It's entirely up to you. Next I'll pour in the water. This prevents the bottom of the joint from sticking to the pan, but more importantly it'll become the base for the gravy. Before brushing with the olive oil, make sure the skin is completely dry. Then cover all of the skin with the oil. It doesn't have to be olive oil, you can use sunflower oil or vegetable oil. It's the oil that helps the skin become crispy. And now add the sea salt. Put as much or as little on as you like. Apart from making the skin crispy, the oil also helps the salt to stick. And that's all the preparation you need. Right, I'll get it into this seriously hot oven for 25 minutes. This first hot blast gives the skin a good start on becoming crispy, and then we'll reduce the temperature for a longer time. Okay, that's that first 25 minutes hot blast done. Now without opening the oven door, I've reduced the temperature to 190 degrees Celsius, that's 375 Fahrenheit or gas mark 5, and set your timer to whatever your joint weighed at the start. So from this point, allow 30 minutes for every 450 grams, that's 30 minutes for every pound it was at the start. Mine was 2.25 kilograms or £5, so I'll set my timer for 2.5 hours. And while that's cooking, I hope you don't mind if I give my very first recipe book a bit of a plug. The book has lots of our favourite recipes from our work kitchens in it, and is available in the channel's website shop, along with loads of other equipment I use in the videos. It's just another way you can support the channel. I'll leave a link in the description box below the video, or just click on the eye icon top right of your screen if you want to order a copy today. About halfway through the 2.5 hours, add another 300 ml of hot water, because most of the first amount of water will have dried out by now. For the last 15 minutes, increase the temperature to 200 degrees Celsius, that's 390 Fahrenheit or gas mark 6. This will just ensure that the skin is crispy. And I'll set my usual timer for the last 15 minutes. Okay, once the time's up, take it out of the oven, it's done. The crispy crackling skin didn't turn out exactly the way I wanted. It's pulled around a bit because of the crooked score lines at the start, but it's okay. It certainly won't affect the taste and texture of the meat. Very carefully transfer it to a plate. These meat juices will make a wonderful gravy. I'll leave a note on screen on how to do that. It's very easy. Now loosely cover it with kitchen foil and allow it to rest for 10 to 15 minutes. And once it's rested, I can start to slice it. Right, I'll get it onto a plate and give it a try. I really hope you add this one to your Christmas holiday meals. My wife and I traditionally have this every Christmas Eve for dinner, along with roast potatoes and Yorkshire puddings. So don't forget my Christmas playlist on the channel. There's lots of ideas and Christmas recipes on the channel. I'll leave a link in the description box below for the playlist. You can read the notes on screen on how I made this fantastic gravy. It only took 2 minutes to make. Now I used dry cider for mine, but you can use white wine if you prefer. You can view the ingredients list and full written method for this recipe on the recipe page on the channel's website. Right, I'll get some of this stunning gravy on. You could also accompany this meat with a good helping of my sage and onion stuffing recipe, which is also on the Christmas playlist. I'm hoping to get an applesauce video made before Christmas too. And oh yes, beautifully moist, tender, and the taste with that gravy is absolutely delicious. So if you weren't sure about the timing for doing a roast pork, I hope this has helped, and I do hope you try it. And there you go, another great roast meat recipe gets another big thumbs up. And once again, please consider supporting my Patreon appeal for as little as $2 per month. Or if you prefer, you can make a one-off small donation using my PayPal page. It really does go a long way towards ingredients and production costs, as every penny pledged goes back into my videos. And whether you've donated or not, thanks again for your wonderful support in watching the channel. Well, thank you again for watching. Please like, share, comment and subscribe by hitting the circle above. If you do subscribe, activate the bell icon next to the subscribe button on my channel page. And by doing that, you'll be automatically notified every time I upload a new video. And in the meantime, here's a few of my other videos and playlists that you may want to watch. So, until the next time, be safe in the kitchen and bye for now.